Good morning and welcome all investors. In continuation of our series of interviews with the management of companies who are going to be public and getting listed on stock exchanges, here today we are having discussion with the management of Creative Graphics. I would like to disclaim first that this discussion should not be treated as any invitation for subscription for the IPO. It is done only for the educational purpose, and investors who are viewing this interview should take their own discretion, should take their own investment decision at their own. This is not any solicitation for subscription. We are not registered with SEBI as an investment advisors. We are merchant bankers and we are acting as merchant banker for Creative Graphics as well. So please take inputs from this interview and take your own decision. Here is Mr. Dipanshu Goyal, who is MD of Creative Graphics, and Mr. Pulkit. He is CFO of the company. So I would like to welcome you for this interaction. So Dipanshu ji, what is the exact business? What is flexography printing plates? Please let our investors know.
Largely, there are three processes of printing on a packaging, that is gravure, flexo and offset. Flexography is a relatively very new process in India and in the world also, but it has taken over all the process because of a lot of advantages over other things. So flexography is a process where you print on a packaging substrate, and flexography plates is the heart of any flexography printing which we manufacture.
Okay. So your business is to manufacture flexography printing plates which are used in printing and on the packaging items, and they are used by everyone in
Exactly.
So how this flexography printing plate look like, and what is the...
So flexographic printing plate is a soft material. It is made up of a nylon. I'll just show you this plate of it. So you can see this is the image gets engraved onto the flexographic printing plate. It is mounted on the machine, and after that the printing is done. So it could be 1 color, 2 color, 8 color, 10 color. If you see any picture, it's generally 6 to 8 color, 10, it can have a 10 color also. So if you see any milk pouch, any lamy tube that is called toothpaste or Volini or any pharma tubes or any self-adhesive label, be it FMCG, liquor, pharma, these are printed through flexographic printing. And if you see any hygiene product like diaper of the children, pamper or milk pouch or any oil pouch, these are largely printed by flexographic printing.
So you are saying that most of the products are printed by using these kind of plates?
So I won't say most of but this is the fastest growing technology, and this is an upcoming technology. It is a relatively, as I said, a new technology compared to older technology, but owing to the sustainable part, owing to the cost effectiveness of the process, owing to larger, the shorter run you can do, it is very fastly coming. And in Western world, the other technologies, let's say gravure, has a large is restricted and banned in some countries also, but in India still it holds 90% of the market, which today or tomorrow it will definitely going to
migrate to the flexography. So what is the history of your company and how you started manufacturing these plates?
So it has been an interesting factor. Like when I was studying in Hindu college as a science graduate. When I came out of the college, and there's a lot of enthusiasm to start something new, I was looking forward. I just came across this flexographic printing, which was very new at this point of time, and very crude technology at that point of time. So I just went into it. There was no money. I had only 35,000 rupees, and with that we started in a small place, and the journey was very tough, I would say. When you don't have much of the knowledge and the resources, then you start learning day by day. So we made this creative graphic brick by brick, and it's a long journey, exciting journey, and I'm happy that God has been so kind that I'm in the right line of manufacturing and the business. So that is it.
So when did you started this company?
So it was actually started long back in 2001, and it was, as I said, that started in very small premises with a company called Creative Graphics by the name. It was a proprietorship company at that point of time. So we started with the two people here who are still with us. We kept on building, and kept on growing. The market was growing, and we, with our customer approach and approach for the better quality, we kept on growing. And in 2000, we started expanding geographically. We started in Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai. We took over a company in Chennai by the name of Color Dot. And in 2017, we got our Creative Graphics name again. So we transferred everything into Creative Graphics Solution India Limited, and that is the journey.
Okay, so the journey is approximately 24 years now, and you have built this company from 35,000 rupees to now approximately 100 odd crores turnover, and the whole building in Noida and 8 factories all over India. So that's commendable.
We are the market leader in the flexo printing plate.
Okay, you are the market leader in this flexography printing plates. Okay, so tell us about the business verticals of Creative Graphic and how you have structured the whole business.
So as I just told you, the Creative Graphics primarily work into flexographic printing plates. We grew vertically and geographically. Now we have 8 factories, but in 21 we got an opportunity to start a CG Pre-Media company. So CG Pre-Media is largely into brand services. So we are directly in touch with all the brands. So we have been providing, before the printing press, there's a process of artwork adaptation or mock-ups or 3D CGI. If you see any platform, e-platform, you see a product is moving around, and it's a kind of a movie which is going. So these things we have been doing, and it has given a large advantage to be recognized directly by the brands.
So it means that before manufacturing of plates, you conceptualize the whole designing in CG Pre-Media, and then you...
This is not a designing company. The design is done by the designing agencies. We are not part of it. But after that, there's a lot of adaptation, because if you see, a product is being sold at a different platform now. Earlier, you used to go to the shop, buy the products, but now you sit there, you buy from Amazon or so many platforms from any part of the world. So the packaging is the key. So because the packaging, packaging directly communicates to the customer. So brands have been spending billions of rupees on packaging. So after that, there is a lot of adaptation from different. If you see the box, if you see the label, you see even the advertisement or any, they are to be synchronized. They have to be in the same format. So we do all this kind of artwork adaptation. There are so many regulations which keep on changing. And 3D CGI, as I mentioned, and the mock-ups. So before now, there are a lot of startups coming in. Before going to the market, they have a product display, and they just have a feel of the product or the package. So we do all these kind of things in 3D CGI.
And when you say that you manufacture flexography plates for a lot of brands, how often they ask you for this kind of plates, and what is the life of this plate?
So, we have been working with, most of the multinational, the big brands. And in everybody, as you know, in FMCG and other sectors, the marketing team keeps on changing the packaging. Because they are getting some kind of some kind of a product change, some kind of a, added advantages, some kind of a free offer, or there is some regulation change or some pricing change, you have to get a new set of plate. So our business largely 5 to 6% come from the repeat job, and 95% to jobs come because of the change in the artwork. So if there is any festival, there is any other offer, then you have to get a new set of the plate.
Okay. And you manufacture these plates and supply to the printers who will eventually print or complete the packaging part, and they will deliver it to the...
So as we know, we have been nominated by, let's say, Tata Chemicals. If you see any Tata Salt, so that has been our prerogative to change from a Gravure to Flexo. If you see any Surf Excel or Vim, These are all plates supplied by us. So we are nominated by big companies like Tata Salt and Imami and Kimberly-Clark, and they ask us to give the plates to all the converters. Secondly, the converters come directly to us also. So it is a business in two ways.
Right. So what is the current capacity of the company and how much it is utilized?
So right now, our capacity would have been 1.2 to 1.3 billion square centimeter per annum. We are able to utilize 60% of the capacity last.
So how flexography printing is different from gravure, and why this shift is taking place from gravure to flexography?
So when you see any plastic film printing, if you see any pouch, if you see lace, so it is largely printed by gravure. Gravure has been a very old technology, so in which you use a large metal drums which are chrome plated are used. They use very high toxic inks made up of toluene, which is and ketones, which are banned even in India. And they can't print on every substrate. When you say substrate, it means material. They can't print on paper. They can't print on thinner surface, and they can't print on so many materials which are recyclable. So everywhere, the worldwide, there has been push for the flexography, which is much more flexible process. It can print through water basing. It can print on any thin or thick material. It can print on paper, film, or any kind of substrate. And also, owing to it can have a very short run. When it is a short run process, the wastages are very low. It consumes much less solvent. So these are the only sustainable processes which give speed, quality, and saving to end consumer. So market has been shifting largely to flexography. If you see the Western world, it has shifted to extent of 60 to 70%. India has just started, and we are hoping that in coming years there will be flexo and only flexo.
Okay.
Flexo is also economical in addition to being sustainable when compared to gravure. The wastages that are recorded when using gravure technology are much higher than the wastages that are recorded in flexo. Also, the shorter cycle times and the shorter runs that Dipanshu mentioned ensure that smaller batches can be printed and any changes can be done faster. So the time to market for a brand is much faster when they are using flexo when compared to gravure.
Okay. So Pulkit, my next question is towards you, that how company has performed financially in latest period?
Sure. So let me first take you through the structure of the company. The company as of today has 3 business verticals. The first one is the core business, which is the flexography market, where we are the market leaders. In this market, the company has been growing organically year on year for the past several years. Over the period of FY21 to FY23, the turnover of the company has almost doubled from 48 crores to 90 odd crores. In terms of profitability as well, the company is doing decent, where the EBITDA margins have been increasing from low teens to high teens, and same for PAT, where the PAT margins have increased from middle single digits to high single digits. All of this on the back of increased efficiency coming from economies of scale. The market is structured in a way that it favors large players, and Creative Graphics, being the largest player in the market, has a bargaining advantage from its vendors. We can get better deals, we have a better technology, our wastages are lower. So all that has helped in terms of margin as well. In terms of the balance sheet, because the business is profitable and generates cash, the balance sheet seems to be healthy. The debtor days have reduced over a period of time, although as a function of the industry, we give out 90 to 120 days of debtors credit to our customers, but then at the overall level, the working capital is efficient. On the Warren side, which is the new business, and the pre-media side, the Warren is a new business within the company, less than 1 year old. and the results have not been included until the September period. Warren officially started being part of the group only in October. It is a volume play where the margins will be slightly lower compared to the flexography market, but the top line is expected to be much higher. We anticipate that in FY25, which is just short time away, Warren will overtake the flexographic printing market in terms of top line, but we expect cash generation to be there. Premedia is a much smaller business where it helps us establish relationships with our customers. It is much smaller but very profitable. The margins are almost twice that of the core business, although in absolute rupee terms it will be much lower.
Okay, so I'll come to the financial performance part later. Dipanshu, what is the essence of the business of creative, and what kind of R&D is going on when you are saying that the whole world is shifting towards the flexography? What kind of R&D is going on globally and in your company?
So, the creative graphics has a basic mission and vision to supersede the customer's expectation. So, we have built this company on the basis of ethics, sincerity, and honesty. So, when we say essence of the printing process requires just in time and the highest quality of flexographic plates. So, if we talk to any customer of ours, we are very proud of it, that creative graphics is known for its quality, service, and credibility. So, that is why we have been gaining customers. We have more than 4,000 customers, and that is why we are growing.
4,000 customers.
Close to 4,000.
So your customers include the who's who of FMCG, including Dabur, Himalaya, HUL, Kimberly-Clark, and lot of beverages companies also, right?
But HUL and Kimberly are not direct customer. They take plates. We have been nominated. Their plates are given to their converters, and we invoice to the customer.
Right. Put some light on the manufacturing process. How these plates are manufactured?
So, in when a artwork or the brand gets a design, so that design is sent to us through mail or through file transfer. We get a single of that file. We do the color science with a lot of that is the key and the heart of the flexographic printing plate. It's a very critical process. So that color science requires knowledge of the process, knowledge of the ink, knowledge of the material, knowledge of the machine. Then you have to have the knowledge of the software. So we deep dive into the artwork, ripping it apart. We just break into the small pixels. A pixel could be thinner than your hair, and let's say if a design is made up of 8 colors, then 8 colors of plates are made. So we do color science and go through all the process. Then, as I said, the plate is ripped into small pixels. Those pixels are imaged on a semi-solid flexo plate, which is being supplied by companies like DuPont or Kodak and others through a laser machine. Then laser machine gets that image gets imprinted through a laser machine. Then it is polymerized. That is an unpolymerized nylon material that gets polymerized. What is required under a UVA exposing machine. And after that, it goes to the chemical processing where the unwanted material gets erased, and we get this kind of a structure where unmaterial which is a kind of a 3D image, where the front you can see it comes directly into the touch of the ink and print.
So KP, in terms of the production technology, one thing to note is that it is a Six Sigma process, because if the plate has any error, it will result in a lot of wastages for the end user, for the printer, because they will only realize it once the plate is there, their machine will be idle, or worse, they could be wasting material by printing the wrong stuff. So this is a Six Sigma kind of a process where trust is absolutely required. We are dealing with the intellectual property of brands, So it is important that we take care of that intellectual property. It is not distributed to an unauthorized person, and we are the best at it. We have received the Print Week awards in the last 6 years multiple times, and those awards are the golden globes of the print world.
सर आपको यहाँ इस मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटी में भी अभी काफ़ी ब्राउन फील्ड एक्सपेंशन की ज़रूरत है, जगह है, लेकिन फिर भी आपकी 8 अलग अलग जगह पे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटीज़ हैं, उसका क्या रीज़न है?
सर ये जो फ्लेक्सोग्राफी प्रिंटिंग है ना, दैट रिक्वायर्स इमीडिएट सप्लाईज, इमीडिएट सर्विस. तो सर्विस इज द एसेंस एंड द क्वालिटी. तो आप देखिए जितने भी FMCGs हैं, जितने भी बड़े बड़े मल्टीनेशनल हैं, उनकी डिफरेंट कंजप्शन साइट है ऑल अक्रॉस इंडिया. तो उनका एक ही एम है कि जो पैकेजिंग कन्वर्टर है वो भी वहीं हो, और पैकेजिंग कन्वर्टर चाहता है कि जो फ्लेक्सोग्राफिक प्रिंटिंग प्लेट है वो उसके पास हो, तो जस्ट इन टाइम का जो प्रोसेस है वो हो जाए, वो मार्केट में इमीडिएटली प्रोडक्ट सप्लाई कर पाए और उनकी मशीन आइडल ना बने. तो इससे हमें मार्केट गेन करना का मौका मिला है. हम अपनी कैपेसिटी बढ़ा चुके हैं और वी कुड गेन लॉट ऑफ कस्टमर्स एंड मार्केट शेयर.
कहाँ कहाँ पे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फैसिलिटीज?
तो अभी हमारा बेस प्लांट तो नोएडा में था. वी स्टार्टेड विद नोएडा, देन वी स्टार्टेड इन मुंबई, देन हैदराबाद, then Chennai we took over, then we took over a company in Baddi, then we started in Pune, Ahmedabad and Calcutta.
So future outlook क्या है flexography?
So flexography, as you know, is the fastest growing market. We see an astronomical growth after if there is some kind of a policy change from the government. अभी government ने NTNK ink ban भी की है, but this is not strictly implemented till now. If any policy comes, then it would have a growth beyond our imagination. But now we are looking for organic and inorganic growth. The prospects are very, very bright. So we are just thinking of a more than 20 to 25% CAGR year on year.
Okay. And if you are market leader in this business and this business is growing, so why have you diversified into Warren, and what is the business in Warren?
Good question. Every businessman wants to grow. We keep on looking at the opportunities. So as we are linked with pharma, we came from a lot of resources. There was a kind of we saw a gap in supplies of a pharmaceutical film called alu or cold form blister. So this is actually this is a very, very critical product for the efficacy of the medicine, for the long shelf life and so many. And we saw that it is being imported. The market was 5,000 tons per month and growing at a very fast pace, but there are not very genuine and good players. So we smelled that opportunity, worked upon, because we have been linked with a lot of printing and lamination market. We could get the access of technology, and we developed a new innovative process to give the right optimum quality. So that's the way, and we have now state-of-the-art plant which is being there in sector 155 Noida. It is up and running.
Okay. And what the monthly capacity is 700
close to
ton.
Yeah.
So what are the future plans in both the businesses, and how you are going to deploy the funds which are raised in the IPO?
So as for the future plans, as I told you, there are a lot of inorganic growth opportunities in Creativegraphy. We are looking forward to acquire them. We are also planning to go overseas. There's some opportunity we see. As far as the Warren is concerned, we have already converted 1/3 of the capacity last month. Barely it is a 4-month-old company after the production. It is only the 4 months to the production. And we see a lot of growth coming from the now big giants of pharma. And we see that we'll be able to convert at least the 90% of the capacity within next 2 quarters.
Okay. So simply putting, you will be growing inorganically in Creative Graphics, and in Warren you have done all the capex part. The manufacturing facility is up and live, and you will be investing in the working capital so that to utilize the full capacity, which is approximately 300 odd crores of turnover. You can reach up to when you have reached to the optimum utilization of your capacity.
So in Creative Graphics, just to add to that, in addition, so So the organic growth will continue, and the inorganic growth will be on top of the organic growth that we have seen so far. And in terms of the funds utilization, we will be using around 35 crores of the funds for working capital in Warren. 5 odd crores we are keeping earmarked for working capital and capex in the flexo printing business, and the remainder will be used for general corporate expenses as well as inorganic growth opportunities.
Right. So both these businesses are going to be big. How big is your team?
So to be honest, no business done without a team, and we are blessed to have a wonderful team. There have been people from since beginning who have been associated with the company, and now we are close to 500 people.
Oh, okay. And both of these businesses have reached to the operational efficiencies?
So, Warren is still a very new baby. We are, as I told you, is 1/3 of the capacity we could have turned out. That is after 4-5 months. So, full of efficiency will be converted within 1 to 2 quarters, coming quarters. In creatives, we have already at 60% of the capacity. So, as far as the efficiency is concerned, we are very, very efficient company. And as far as the production and the capacity.
So Pulkit, I have already asked you about the financial performance of the company. What was the absolute number in 23?
In 23 we did 90 odd crores in top line. The EBITDA was around 18%, and the numbers that went down into the PAT, so PAT margin was around 9%.
Okay, and how much margins are sustainable in longer run in both the businesses, Creative Graphics and Warren?
In the Creative Graphics business, which is the flexo printing business, I think we can continue with the similar performance in terms of margin.
9 to 10% PAT margins?
Yes. In the Warren business, the margin, it is a volume based business. We expect around 7% PAT margin at the bottom line, at full scale.
Okay. And how much is the capacity in Warren?
So 8,000 metric tons of capacity per year.
Okay. And how is the working capital cycle in Creative Graphics?
Creative Graphics, right now the working capital cycle is around a month, in which we provide 120 days, 90 to 120 days in credit to our customers, but our creditors, our vendors also offer us 90 to 100 days of credit.
Okay. And Dipanshu, what is the order book in Creative Graphics? Like, how long is your order book?
So, Creative Graphics is right, you have to roज का कुआं खोदना पड़ता है. But we have a long customer, these are recurring orders. So, every morning we get a huge number of orders which are to be completed on the same day or the maximum the next day.
Okay.
But this industry works on these kind of principles.
अच्छा, तो इसमें long term की order books नहीं होती है?
Order book नहीं, but the customers are the same. Because the customers once you sign, they always remain with you because you have the IP, उनका पूरा आपके पास data रहता है, everything is with you, and they keep on reordering the different designs.
इसमें stickiness काफ़ी है customers में.
Right. How is the government support in these businesses, and is there any policy support or any kind of incentives for this business?
So there's a general incentive which UP government has been giving to any new company, which we are going to avail as a because there's a different some kind of subsidies which are being offered for a new company. And as you know, there is a lot of push for the pharma growth, and India is going to be a pharmaceutical hub, medicine hub in coming years. So I think that is a very, very positive picture and very positive push from the government. There is also push for the sustainability, and I think there has been a lot of push for both of the companies in coming future.
Okay. पुलकित जी, थोड़ा कंपटीशन के बारे में बताइए, और what are the entry barriers into flexography?
So the flexography industry has been there for a while, but the growth has come only to players who have been able to service the customers. Service is a very important aspect of the business. इसमें होता क्या है केपी जी, कस्टमर को प्लेट कुछ घंटों में या एक ही दिन के अंदर चाहिए. उसमें क्वालिटी भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर क्वालिटी ख़राब होती है तो उसका प्रोडक्शन, कस्टमर का प्रोडक्शन रुक जाता है. सो इवन दो द वैल्यू ऑफ द प्लेट इटसेल्फ माइट नॉट बी मच, the opportunity lost because of a faulty plate is huge, and a lot of smaller players have not been able to survive because they were not able to provide the service and the quality in this industry. Creative has acquired 2 or 3 regional players and turned them around because we were able to focus on the quality and the service, which is also a factor of us being present in all the major manufacturing hubs and consumption hubs of the country, and that is the competitive aspect. We still see opportunities of inorganic growth because some of the smaller players who are unable to scale up are willing to get out of the business by way of a slump sale. On the Warren front, the competitive intensity is, again, it is a slightly fragmented market, but there are only a couple of large players who are able to provide quality. There is a gap in the market because the demand for high quality product is not being able, so these existing players have not been able to meet the demand for high quality product, and a lot of end consumers of the product, the pharma companies, have been importing good quality material at a higher cost. So for us right now, it is an import substitution game that we are playing in the alu foil market.
Okay. Who are your clients in Warren?
So Warren has a long list of the clients. If you see any pharma company is going to be prospective clients. So right now we have been dealing with a company like Intas, Tirupati Life Sciences, Innova CapTap. We have also been registered with now large companies like Sinochem and Accoms. So we are also in conversation with companies like Zydus, Lupin, Sun Pharma, Dr. Reddy's, so many.
Right. How you see both these businesses performing in coming years? So what kind of CAGR growth you can see year on year?
So in the flexo printing plate business,
Both the businesses.
yes, in the flexo printing plate business, we can expect around 15 to 20% of organic growth. Any inorganic opportunities will be on top of it. And the Warren business, we will see growth in multiples, because right now, as Deepanshu said, it's a subscale business. The capacity utilization is between 20 to 30% currently. We expect that this very quickly in the next 2 quarters, this capacity utilization will double and triple to upwards of 80 to 90%, which will result in corresponding growth. At that point in time, we will obviously assess opportunities for further expansion by way of capex.
Do you also see expansion in Warren in coming years?
So expansion, we don't let any opportunity go, to be honest. We are here to do business, so we don't let any opportunity, we just grab it. So if there is a need of it, then we'll definitely will be.
The market is fragmented there, and there are only a couple of big players who are dealing into this market. Quality has remained a challenge in this alu market for a long period of time, and some of the big pharma players have been importing alu foils at a higher cost in the past few years to make sure that the quality is up to the mark. At Warren, we have created a world-class facility which hopefully will be appreciated by the market, and I think there is ample scope for further capital expansion for further capex if the market appreciates the quality that we are producing.
Right. So anything you would like to give in your closing remarks about your company? Or
so as I told you, this was started small, and based on ethics, we are the market leader, and now we are with the other arms of our company, we are going to grow. That is the target, that is the vision, that is the mission, that we grow with whole team together, and we are looking forward for you to read our DRHP, to see and become a part of our growth journey.
thank you. So about the IPO is expected to hit the market in February 1st or 2nd week, as per the dates will be announced soon. We would like all the investors to go through all the investor presentation and DRHP to take their investment decision. Thank you very much.